Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the Daily Morning Update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 22nd of June. India's vaccination efforts were significantly bolstered yesterday on the first day of the centre's revised vaccine policy. As many as 85 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses were administered across the country, and that's a record for the highest number of doses administered in a single day by any country. Prime Minister Modi tweeted saying that the vaccination numbers were gladdening. He congratulated those that took the jab and those that were administering the vaccines. Remember, according to the revised framework, the centre sources and distributes 75% of vaccine shots. The rest can be acquired by private hospitals. The centre aims to vaccinate 1 crore people a day. This comes at a time when active COVID-19 cases in the country have fallen to 7 lakh as the daily rate falls. In the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday, India reported just over 50,000 fresh COVID-19 cases. Now, in a move that could have a significant bearing on your online shopping experience, the government plans to revise the e-commerce regulations and bring about stricter norms. Among those norms, the popular flash sales may be prohibited. As per the new draft regulations, no e-commerce entity shall allow any display or promotion of misleading advertisements, whether in the course of a business on its platform or otherwise. Amazon and Flipkart, among others, will have to appoint a chief compliance officer, a resident grievance officer, and a nodal contact person in India as part of a grievance redressal mechanism. In other news, the CBSE has said in a new affidavit to the Supreme Court that the results of the board exam 2021 will be declared by the 31st of July. It added that optional exams would be held tentatively between the 15th of August and the 15th of September, subject to conducive situation. Disputes will be referred to a committee constituted by the CBSE. Now, on to an update that is likely to have a bearing on global trade in the near term. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said inflation had picked up but should move back to the US Central Bank's 2% target once supply imbalances resolve. In written remarks prepared for his testimony later today before the House Select Subcommittee on the COVID-19 crisis, he said that inflation has increased notably in recent months. He cited the increases in oil prices and a rebound in spending as the US economy reopens. Powell expects that as these transitory supply effects abate, inflation is expected to drop back towards the Fed's longer-term goal. Now, Asian stocks have opened higher on Tuesday, tracking a US equity rebound as the prospect of a very gradual policy tightening tempers some of the concerns about the Fed's hawkish tilt. US Treasuries and the dollar stabilized after retreating. Later today, you'll want to watch out for the ruling of the NCLT on the resolution plans submitted by Calrock Capital and the consortium led by entrepreneur Murali Lal Jalan. This is for the defunct airline Jet Airways. And with that, it's over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex. It was a one-way ride up after the gap down opening as markets found buyers at declines. We are now back to attempt yet another dash at 16,000. Looks like last week's 3-day fall may have been arrested on the index for now. The hope of a quicker economic recovery, power and real estate back. Even broader markets seemed ready to carry on the uptrend. Yesterday's massive 85 lakh vaccinations in a day will reassure bulls that the economic recovery after the second wave does not falter. Most call options are hinting at an upper end of 16,000 on Nifty. As we approach the monthly expiry, some volatility cannot be ruled out. Meanwhile, Rupee continues to remain under pressure for the second day in a row, holding above the 74 per dollar mark. Foreign investors sold shares worth 1,250 crore rupees in the rebound yesterday, while domestic institutional investors were marginal net buyers of about 140 crore rupees. Overnight, the Dow Jones clocked its best day since March. Investors assessed the impact of inflation and prospects of rising rates, along with Fed Chair Powell's comments. Ahead of his testimony at Capitol Hill, he reassured that job growth should pick up and inflation may ease. Asian markets are tracking the strength on Wall Street. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. The rebound from Friday's lows has extended for Adani shares. There was massive investor interest with most of the pack locked on upper circuit. In a major move, Airtel has decided to deploy a 5G network developed by the Tata Group. The SAT has cleared the vote on PNB Housing's 4,000 crore rupee deal with Carlyle, but the results on the resolution can't be published now. Top lender SBI has approved raising additional Tier 1 or AT1 capital of up to 14,000 crore rupees this financial year. Adani Transmission is seeking shareholders' approval to raise 2,500 crore rupees. Dish TV board has approved the plan to raise funds up to 1,000 crore rupees through rights issues. Jayaprakash Associates has reported an 86% fall in its consolidated net profit to 424 crore rupees. To recap, we are all echoing the concerns over valuations in broader markets. But in markets' judgment, there are pockets where money is being rotated. Going forward, the weakness in dollar index and how commodities world over behave will also be a crucial factor to punctuate our recovery. That's all I have time for. Wish you all a profitable day ahead. It's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.